that was for the controlling. That is why 24 by 26. So we have seen for GSM for GSM multi-frame structure, we are getting a data rate of 22 kbps, which is smaller than the actual data rate of GSM, which is nothing but 33.75 kbps. So obviously they have improved this structure, okay, by using different techniques. So after that we went to हम लोगों ने देखा कि what is CDMA spreading. So what is the meaning of spreading? So one particular technique we talk about direct sequence spread spectrum. So in this technique we have seen that spreading, by spreading what will happen, obviously the bandwidth is increasing, okay, obviously the bandwidth is increasing, and and this type of spreading is nothing but a wide band, you know. the, the the signal is becoming wide, okay. So obviously in a wide signal there is no narrow band interference, so this is also an advantage of CDMA spreading. But we have seen that by spreading a signal the bandwidth requirement will be more, and we have also seen that if you spread the signal the processing gain will be more. So high good processing gain means there will be a our whatever the system we are going to develop, it will be immune to interferences. Okay, so we have seen this thing. Okay, so we have seen this. Okay, and we have also analyzed what will happen if we want to achieve a data rate of 10 Mbps and if our spreading factor is 64. So we have seen that the bandwidth requirement will be 64 megahertz, which is impossible. So we said that CDMA is not suitable for broadband communication. So next चीज हम लोगों ने बोला था what will happen if we, what will happen अगर हम लोग if we reduce the spreading factor. So we have seen that if you want to reduce the spreading factor and still if you want to achieve a data rate of 10 Mbps, then that particular receiver or that particular user need to transmit the signal at very high power. So when this thing will happen, then what happen? See, in this case, we have taken a scenario where all these three users, blue, black, and white users, are transmitting at same data rate. Now, suddenly this black user, he want to transmit a data at 10 Mbps, and at the same time, he want to reduce the speeding factor because 64 megahertz is not available. So what he will do now? He will, in order to achieve a data rate of 10 Mbps, he will transmit the signal at very high power. Okay, so while doing that, he is going to interfere with this blue and this white user, and definitely when this black user when this black user will interfere with this blue and white user, then what will happen? There will be interference. Okay, when two users are very close to each other, hence the orthogonality of the signal may lose. So we have seen also, we have taken an example of UMTS, and we have seen what is the processing gain. Okay, so example, we have seen that the speech rate in universal mobile telephone system, the original speech rate was 9.6 kbps. So when we spread this, okay, after spreading the bandwidth of this, it becomes 3.48 megahertz. So we have seen the gain 10 log of bandwidth by information, so it is around 26 dB. Okay, it is around 26 dB. So we have seen also what is this meaning of 26 dB. It means that if there is a interferer 26 dB stronger than the signal, still this that signal can be survived. But in this case what is happening, see, for 9.6 kbps speech rate, the bandwidth what we are using is 3.84 megahertz. It is huge amount of bandwidth we are using. So we can conclusion we can say that high spreading factor will lead to the high processing gain, and high processing gain means there will be a better immunity to interference. Okay, but the bandwidth requirement will be more, and somehow it is not possible. So less spreading factor, no processing gain, and you can. So now if you want to send a signal or if you want to achieve a 10 mbps, a very high data rate at low spreading factor, okay, you don't want to spread the signal because the bandwidth requirement is very less. So what you can do, you can reduce the spreading factor. But when you reduce the spreading factor, the processing gain will be very low. So when the processing gain will be low, then what you have to do, you have to transmit very high amount of power. When you do this, obviously there will be an interference because already this example we have seen, the black will interference with blue and white. Okay, so this, so ये कॉन्सेप्ट है हमारे मल्टीपल एसेस का. सो वी हैव सीन CDMA, TDMA and FTMA. So each one of them is having some advantage, they are having some disadvantage. Obviously they are having some disadvantage, but uh, this this multiple access techniques, you know, they were very good. अब हम लोग को उसके डिसएडवांटेज को ओवरकम करना है टू इम्प्रूव द कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम. Okay, because they have lot of advantages, they have disadvantages also, but they have lot of advantages also. So we have to see the disadvantage, how we can improve the this thing, how we can reduce the intersymbol interference, and what is about the spreading, because अभी तक तो पता चला कि जैसे हम लोग सिग्नल को स्प्रेड करेंगे तो क्या होगा कि the bandwidth requirement will be more. Okay, so see, so let's ask a question. Let us say we want to design a broadband system and we don't want to use a complex equalization technique. Now see, complex equalization technique means I am talking about TDMA. I don't want to, I don't have bandwidth to spread. So I don't have a bandwidth to spread. I am talking about CDMA. Okay, and let us not talk about guard band also. Okay, because the guard band, okay, guard band को 4G में हम लोगों ने overcome नहीं किया है. The guard band still it is there. Okay, the signals are orthogonal, but still it is there. So this question was there while the engineers and researchers, they were designing 4G. This question was there. Okay, they want to design a broadband communication system, and in the broadband, and whatever the system they want to design, the equalization technique should be simple. They don't have huge amount of bandwidth to spread. So what they did, they went for a OFDM. So in a 4G, you can see that 4G is nothing but it is OFDM. So 4G, it is a combination of FDM and FDMA and TDMA. ये मैंने बहुत पहले बोला था. Okay, so see, we know that FDMA is one of the most robust technique. If we, you know, if somehow we can get rid of this guard band. Okay, it is one of the most robust technique. सो वी नो दैट अभी तक हम लोगों ने जितना पढ़ा है वहाँ पे इफेक्ट ऑफ मल्टीपाथ बहुत था. इफेक्ट ऑफ मल्टीपाथ के कारण से इंटरसिम्बल इंटरफेरेंस हो रहा है, ऑर्थोगोनैलिटी लॉस हो रहा है, हमारा सिस्टम कॉम्प्लेक्स हो रहा है ड्यू टू यूजर इक्वलाइजेशन टेक्निक, राइट. नाउ दे वेंट फॉर अ OFDM सिस्टम. सो द OFDM स्टैंड फॉर ऑर्थोगोनल फ्रीक्वेंसी डिवीजन मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग. तो सिग्नल्स आर ऑर्थोगोनल टू ईच अनदर. तो OFDM में एक्चुअली हम लोगों ने क्या किया, और सिंगल कैरियर was divided into number of sub carrier. जैसे CDMA में मानो 2 किलोहर्ट्ज है, तो 2 kilohertz is given to a single carrier. Okay, in CDMA say there is a 2 kilohertz. Now this 2 kilohertz is given to a single carrier. So single carrier is having a 2 kilohertz. Okay, so you can assume that it is a wide band. Okay, but in a OFDM, what we did, we divided that single carrier into the number of sub carriers. Say a single carrier was divided into number of subcarriers, say 40 subcarriers. Now this 2 kilohertz or 2 megahertz will be divided among these 40 subcarriers. Okay, then the signal will become narrow. Okay, but now all these subcarriers are overlapped to each another. They are overlapped, but they are orthogonal to each another. Okay, ऑर्थोगोनल हम लोगों ने पढ़ा ही होगा, मैथ में भी पढ़ा है, डिजिटल कम्युनिकेशन में पढ़ा है. ओके, जब एक सिग्नल ऊपर होगा, एकदम सिंपल डेफिनेशन, टॉप में होगा, पीक में होगा, तो एक सिग्नल जीरो में होगा. सो वहाँ पे सब कैरियर ऐसे थे, दे वर ओवरलैप बट दे वर ऑर्थोगोनल टू ईच अनदर. सो वहाँ पे इंटरसिम्बल इंटरफेरेंस ओवरकम हो गया था. ओके, बट स्टिल दे यूज अ साइक्लिक प्रीफिक्स. वो एक बात की बात है, तो बाद में हम लोग बात करेंगे. तो ओके, सो यू सी OFDM, obviously it was not a wide band communication, it was a narrow band communication, because the single carrier was divided into the number of users. So low baud rate was there. So long symbol duration. Long symbol duration matlab you can transmit a signal to a longer distance without losing the orthogonality. System का जो भी orthogonality है वो lose नहीं होगा even if you transmit a signal to a long distance. Okay, and this signal and this OFDM there was इसको implement करने के लिए हम लोग ट्रांसमीटर में यूज करते थे IDFT और रिसीवर में यूज करते हैं DFT. ओके, तो प्रैक्टिकली हम लोग इसको मैटलैब में इम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे तो ऑब्वियसली वी विल यूज IFFT and FFT. So it is implemented by using IFFT at transmitter and FFT at the receiver. Okay, now you see this OFDM technique. Okay, this OFDM technique, it is nothing but this technique is also known as multiple access technique. Okay, or multiple carrier techniques, because obviously the single carrier is divided into the number of sub users. Okay, so there are multiple carriers. Okay, नो देखो, इस OFDM के आने से पहले भी एक और हमारे पास मल्टीपल कैरियर टेक्निक था, ओके, but that technique, see, both are multiple carrier tech. This OFDM 1971 में आया था. 1971 two there was a two researcher called नाम भूल गया मैं. One was Ebert and एक का नाम भूल गया. वो दो रिसर्चर थे, उन्होंने ये OFDM सिस्टम को डिजाइन किया था. अब इससे पहले भी नो सी द OFDM सिस्टम इज बेस्ड ऑन मल्टी कैरियर टेक्निक. सो इससे पहले भी मल्टी कैरियर टेक्निक था, बट दैट वाज नॉट अ OFDM सिस्टम. उसमें क्या था, किसी suppose say it was a multi carrier technique, say 60 carrier. For 60 carrier we need 60 modulators and demodulators, so the system was very complex. ठीक है, बट इन OFDM क्या हुआ कि वो मॉड्यूलेटर और डीमॉड्यूलेटर को हम लोगों ने रिप्लेस कर दिया IFFT एंड DFT से. अंडरस्टूड. सो वी नो दैट हम लोग IFFT एन, जितने भी एन को हम लोग IFFT कर सकते हैं. सपोज एन इज 8, 16, 64, 128, we can do IFFT and FFT also. So that huge amount of modulators and demodulator were replaced, and that type of system is called OFDM. It was replaced by IFFT and FFT. Okay, but in original multi-carrier system, a huge amount of modulator and demodulator were used. Okay, and here huge amount of modulator and demodulator will make the system very bulky, and it will also increase the complication. Okay, जो भी system का जितना हमारा जो भी सिस्टम था OFDM आने से पहले, इट वाज कॉम्प्लेक्स. ओके, इट विल इंक्रीज द कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी ऑफ द सिस्टम. बट जब 1971 में OFDM को डिवाइस किया, इन OFDM that huge amount of modulator and number of demodulator were replaced by using IFFT and FFT, so that complexity was totally reduced. But this concept is also this orthogonal frequency division multiplexing is also a multi-carrier based concept. ओके, अभी 4G के बाद जितना भी आ रहा है कॉन्सेप्ट, जितना भी वेब फॉर्म आ रहा है, सब कोई मल्टी कैरियर बेस्ड कॉन्सेप्ट है. सो देयर इज नॉट अ सिंगल कैरियर लाइक CDMA. ऑल आर मल्टी कैरियर्स. ओके, अ सिंगल कैरियर इज डिवाइडेड इनटू नंबर ऑफ सब कैरियर्स, हम लोग बोल सकते हैं. ओके, तो OFDM ऑब्वियसली हम लोगों ने 4G में OFDM को देखा, द डेटा रेट वाज वेरी गुड. ओके, सो वी हैव सीन, हम लोगों ने 4G में हम लोगों ने मीमो यूज किया. So we have used MIMO, multiple input and multiple output antenna. So हम लोगों ने 8 antennas को use किया base station में. So obviously the everything was good as compared to 3G. Okay, everything was good. उसका research भी बहुत अच्छा हुआ था. Okay, but still in 4G also there are some issue. Okay, in 4G also there are some issue. So you know that the one issue is your PAPR, peak to average power ratio. Now see, PAPR means what? अब ये कैसे अफेक्ट करता है? सी, कोई भी सिस्टम हम लोग डिजाइन करेंगे हमारे मोबाइल में, कोई भी हमारे मोबाइल में आप देखोगे देयर इज एम्पलीफायर. ओके, आई विल शो यू आफ्टर सम स्लाइड्स. आई विल शो यू हमारा मोबाइल का इंटरनल स्ट्रक्चर. तो वहाँ पे एक एम्पलीफायर होता है. सो दैट एम्पलीफायर इज डिजाइन फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू. Now, if you say the PAPR is increased, for example, अगर PAPR हमारे सिस्टम का 15 dB है, okay, if the PAPR of our system is say it is 15 dB, so it means that in order to transmit a 1 watt of signal, okay, in order to